Hi all, good day. Now we move on to the situation communications. So what is situation communication? Imagine we have a two box with you where you have different tools. Like you're having a stitching box where you have all the needle, thread, scissors and everything which will you need to stitch a cloth. Now you have scissors and you have the needle and the thread as well. Now here purpose of taking that box is to stitch a torn piece of cloth. Would you use the scissor or would you use the needle with the thread? So we would pick the needle and thread so that we can stitch. So the other situation arises where you have a big piece of cloth and that has to be torn into small kerchief pieces. What you would use? Would you use the needle? No, you would use these scissors for that situation. So situational communication is, adapting how you communicate based on the situation you are in and whom you are talking to. You are in a situation to stitch a cloth, you take the needle. You are in a situation to tear it off, you use the scissor. The same way you pick what to communicate, how to communicate based on the situation, whom you are with and whom you are going to and what you are going to talk. So that is what is situational communication is. So why situational communication is important? So think situational communication, language like think of situational communication, language like speaking different languages to different people. Just like you will speak to a child the same way you speak to a colleague, right? You would use different kind of tone, different kind of volume, and everything changes when you are just going to approach a kid, and when you are going to approach the same thing to a colleague, it is going to be different. So using the right language helps ensure your message is clear and it is all well received. So it is very much important in every spoke of our life. So what could be the key elements of situational communications? So it again involves understanding your audience. You have to understand. You are going to present to a KG kid, kindergarten kid, or you are going to present to a public exam appearing kid. The same knowledge you have to, if you are just going to share it to both the audience, you will need different stage, right? They have different level of understanding. The kindergarten kids, LKG, UKG kids, and the same thing you can, give it in a different shape when it comes to a +2 kid or a 10th standard kid. So you have to understand your audience. So, and then you can choose appropriate tone, appropriate words, and your message based on the context. In what way that has to be. See, for example, if you are going to deliver something about education, you have to talk to the kindergarten kid in a different way, and the same thing you have to deliver the same education content to a public exam appearing kid in a different way. So the message based on the context and the age, everything differs. So effective situational communication involves understanding your audience, choosing appropriate words and tones, and adjusting your message based on the context. It's about being flexible and responsive in your communication style. I cannot be saying there, no, I have already prepared the content. I'll deliver the same message, I'll deliver the same content to the kindergarten kid. It is not going to be of any use at all. So we have to be little flexible. We should be able to be flexible and we should be able to be responsible in our communication style when it comes to situational communication. So let us move on to certain scenarios where you will understand the situational communication language. in a day-to-day life thing, whichever we have seen, whichever we have come across. See, in a meeting, we would use a professional language and we would be so much concise. It is not like, telling a story to your producer. So we make the point a little concise so that the meeting closes up on time, and we use professional language. But do you think the same thing will apply when it comes if you are communicating to your friend? How would it? It would sound weird, right? Hi, my dear friend. It is so much. It has been so nice meeting you. So very good. Let us move on to the topic. Will we be conversing like this with a friend? No. The professionalism with a friend gets cut off. You being very casual, you use very familiar terms. So these are all different situations. And during a presentation, I have to make my language very much clear, and I have to make people engaging so that everyone is getting to my point and everyone is getting interested into it. So these are some of the examples where you can relate the situational communication language in other different scenarios. So what could be the challenges in implementing situational communication language? So the main challenge, the one challenge is misjudging the situation and using the wrong communication step. As I said, I'm meeting a friend and I'm dressed up like I'm going for a meeting with all my formal dress, with my tie, with my formal shoes. How would I look? I would look weird, right? So the situation would be misjudged. My friend would be little confused. What is it happening? And use the same thing in a different scenario. I'm going for an interview and I'm in my lounge wear, in my night wear. How the people judge me? What happened? Why is she here for the meeting? Is she here for the interview? Or she has been misplaced here with some sort of communication thing which has gone wrong. So one challenge is the misjudging the situation. And as I said, the wrong communication state. Like I cannot be casual with my meeting. I cannot be casual with my colleagues. Yeah, my friendly meeting can be casual, but in a professional meeting, I cannot be casual. I have to use my professional language. So wrong communication style can be a challenge. And these can lead to misunderstandings. So one another thing is not being aware of the cultural things that has been like I'm a person from India, and if I have to attend a Singaporean meeting, I should know how to, present myself there. I should know their culture. Like here, things are different. And while going there, I should know how their culture is, how do they eat, how do they greet. Those things has to be into the practice so that the situational communication will be more effective. So we have to be aware of the cultural and emotional things that affect the message whichever is being received. These could be the challenges like misjudging the situation, wrong communication style, and not aware of the cultural and emotional things that would affect the message whichever is being received or whichever is being communicated. So how could we improve? How could we improve the situational communication language skill? So you have to practice active listening to understand others better. So first thing in communication is we have to be good in listening. So we have to practice active listening to understand others. And we have to adapt the communication style by observing how they respond, how they adjust, and we have to adjust accordingly. And we have to seek in feedback until we improve our approach. So these things could improve our situational communication language skills. So how could we use the thing in workplace? So again, we have to encourage open communication. so that everyone feels comfortable sharing ideas. Like we can use tools like email for formal communication and face to face meetings where it is needed for some complex discussions. And we have to set a culture where feedback is constructive and valued. If somebody says, sorry, sir, I'm unable to understand. Yeah, I have to take another step to make myself more effective in communication so that the person in front of me is able to understand my point. So the feedback has to be constructive and it has to be valued. It is not that I dump the other person. So these things we can do it in our workplace so that the communication improves. So it is not what you say, but how you say it matters. That is what is effective communications. While you master it, situational communication, you can build stronger relationships, avoid misunderstandings, and achieve better outcomes in both personal and personal settings. So happy learning to you all. Meet you in the next session. Thank you so much.
If you like this video, kindly like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching.